Good morning and welcome to another episode of Mariam's Blazers. Also, it's a Wednesday, so it is a pet pairing day, and we're going to do a pairing that I've sort of done before, but I posted a look similar to what I did last year, and then one of you, Claudia, actually my friend from B.O.B. Mindset here on YouTube, mentioned that she really loved the look and she would love to see it on YouTube. And at first I was like, yeah, but I've done this look before, so I don't want to repeat myself. But then I figured if she doesn't remember, then chances are high most of you don't remember, and I'm going to put a little bit of a different spin on the look. So long story short, we're doing it, and I'm going to start doing my makeup. I'm going to take the Inglot eyeshadow base. So my second Black Friday order has come in, and it is just a very boring stock up basically of my Paula's Choice favorites, but I have also reordered a product that I haven't really used from her in a while, which is her ultra rich moisturizer. I first encountered that product in 2018 when I was pregnant and my skin was just doing whatever the fuck it was doing, and then I needed something extremely moisturizing. Otherwise it was a product that I kind of shied away from, because I thought, you know, if you've got oily skin, you probably shouldn't be wearing ultra rich moisturizers. But it turned out that I was wrong, and that cream was an absolute miracle doer, and it literally saved my skin back in 2018. But then I finished it and my skin was doing fine, and most of the time throughout the winter, maybe I think last year I had the ceramide enriched one, which is heavier duty than the ones that I have now. I think the two that I had in rotation now, which were an older one, the something electrolyte infused, I don't know, I can't remember the exact name, but also the they released a night cream with vitamin C, and I love everything with vitamin C, so I ordered that. But I think that is not a super heavy duty moisturizer. It's a really good moisturizer, and it really brightens up your complexion. Oh, I'm going to take a little bit of the Auric Glow Last to just hydrate a little bit extra here under my eyes. I'm talking too fast. But right now the situation has gotten rather dire, because it got very cold here, and I noticed that my skin wasn't really having it. So I decided to add that Paula's Choice Ultra Rich Moisturizer back into my rotation. And I thought, you know, it's a time as good as any to buy a few backups of, you know, my staples. What else did I buy with Black Friday? Oh yeah, I purchased something else that is more like a backup than really something fun. I bought two of the Laneige lip sleeping masks with the vanilla flavor. I'm going to go for the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in 2N today. I've been wearing the NARS Light Reflecting and yesterday, but it could be that it was purely due to the state of my skin and hormones that the foundation was not looking great. But yesterday the NARS Light Reflecting looked awful on me. It had it looked foundation-y. It had separated a bit on my skin towards the end of the day. It was not great. So I'm going to go back to my tried and true double wear here. The Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask is another staple for me. I even mentioned it in my previous video when I talked about the Gucci lip balm, but I use that Laneige product religiously, basically every day, and I have never been able to find the vanilla version of it, or at least not when I was purchasing, because I usually stock up on the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask on sale, and that's usually during Black Friday, and it's the Black Friday before I know that the year after that I'm going to pan my current one. It takes me about 2 years, and I know now that there is a few more months of product left in my current tub, but that will definitely be finished. So I figured Look Fantastic had a good discount on it, and I could stack another coat, so I actually got it for a relatively good price, because it's not a cheap product, although considering how long I use it, it is actually not that expensive. And I was also happy to see that they had in stock the vanilla version of it, because they don't really always have the vanilla version in stock. The first time I bought it, I had the apple, and I really liked the apple. And then I was looking, I think, for the apple or the vanilla, and the only thing they had in stock was the pink grapefruit, or maybe it was the only one that was on sale. I'm going to take the Skin Correct from Dior to conceal. So the last almost 2 years I've been using the pink grapefruit, which is fine, but I think it would actually be quite lovely if I can use the vanilla, because I love everything vanilla. So I bought two at the same time, so basically I'm covered on lip balm for the next 4 to 5 years. And I think makeup-wise, the Nirvana in Bloom from Pat McGrath should be coming probably end of this week or next week, because I probably forgot to mention that, but I placed my order and I want to say they shipped it the day after or 2 days after. It was very, very quick. So I was rather impressed, and I was curious whether people who have ordered from Black Friday have had a good experience. Like lately I've had a relatively good experience with Pat's shipping. I haven't really had any issues. And I was wondering if she has sort of resolved her shipping issues, or is it still sort of like a Russian roulette? You may or may not be lucky. I'm going to take the Gucci finishing powder, something that is, you know, blurring and mattifying, but also not super drying on the skin. It's hard to find a balance. Even now on camera, I don't really like the way my skin looks. Honestly, I feel like my skin really looks at its best during the summer months, which is weird because I am an oily person, so you would think that summer wouldn't be my favorite time, but actually it is my favorite time. I think my skin looks plump and hydrated, and as soon as the winter months start, it's this horrible extremity between either being overly dry or overly oily. There's no golden middle. Anyway, I'm taking the Too Faced laminating brow wax over here to quickly do my brows. And I think that was pretty much all that I've ordered for Black Friday, peeps. I had other things that I was potentially eyeballing, but in the end I decided not to go for any of them. So yeah, nothing exciting is going on here. I sort of like got over my initial feelings for the Lightwork, no, Dream something, the Danessa Myricks new palette, the one with all the fun multichromy type shades. I kind of like got over my desire to own that. The Pretty Grunge from Huda has been very tempting, but I've been trying to remind myself that between Natasha Denona, Lisa Eldridge and Pat McGrath, I'm pretty covered on beautiful, cooler, neutral shades. So I decided to, you know, forgo that too. Also because Huda's not really a brand that I've had such great experiences with in terms of liking their products. I've had an eyeshadow palette from her, and granted it wasn't one of her big ones, it was one of her 9 pans, and it was a really long time ago, but I wasn't super impressed back then. And I've had her concealer, didn't agree with it. Literally everything that I've ever tried from her has not really been my vibe, so I should probably also just let go of the idea that Huda is a brand for me at all. Let's take Nude Honey from Pat McGrath Labs to use as bronzer. I'm going for a cooler toned look, so I'm going to pull out a bunch of really cooler toned face products as well. And I'm actually going to stick to Mother Pat. Oh, speaking of Mother Pat, she released another one of those like kits with a really beautiful blue eyeshadow in it. Has anyone bought it? What does it look like in real life? Is it baked? My biggest question, is it baked? Is that now the only way we're ever going to get baked shades in expensive kits with unnecessary eyeglosses included in them? That is my question. But please, if anyone has ordered it and has any idea, the color is undoubtedly beautiful, but really my biggest question here is it baked? For blush I'm going to pull out Flirtatious, because it's actually been a while, and Flirtatious is definitely the kind of shade that I can only ever use in the winter, because it looks only good when my skin is at its lightest and when I'm doing very cool toned looks. Otherwise it's not really a shade that is extremely suitable for my skin, but I think for today's look it will be absolutely perfect. Because I think Mother released another kit some time ago with a like a multichromy type shade, which was also something with blue, and I didn't buy it, so I really don't remember the details of that. It was like a blue, purpley, slightly greeny multichrome shade, but that one was baked too, right? I'm going to use a Lunar Nude, which was one of her baked limited edition holiday highlighters from 2 years ago, and again it is a shade that I tend to primarily use in the winter with very cool toned looks, because it has quite the cooler sheen to it, as you can very clearly see. At least I can see it on the monitor here, the screen, that it is very cool toned. I'm also very curious what my camera is going to be doing, because I got very freaked out about that you know, random stopping of recording in the middle of my videos and ruining my videos, because it's a camera that I only purchased 2 years ago and I literally haven't done anything extreme with it. But I found out on the internet that it might have been my SD card the issue rather than the camera itself. So I formatted my SD card, and since then, like yesterday when I filmed, I had no issues, and I really hope that's going to remain the case and that it was really the SD card and not the actual camera. I spritzed my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus over here, and I'm just going to work all those powders on my face so that everything looks very well blended together and also a little bit more hydrated, if I'm being honest. Alright, you are zoomed in now and we're going to get started on the look. So the look that I was referring to, I'm going to put a picture of it here from my Instagram so that you can see. It is an iteration of a look I did last year. But when I did it last year, I think there was an element that was crucially different, and that is the crease shade. So when I did my look for Instagram, I used in my crease the Victoria Beckham signature quad, and I used this shade here through my crease, and this shade is much cooler in tone compared to the shade that I used originally for this look last year, which was Statuesque from Pat, and that is this shade here. Now, depending on the context, Statuesque will lean a little bit warmer or a little bit more like neutral cool, but I think unfortunate, like I went back to that video, and it's not unfortunate, but you can see that Statuesque actually pulls a little bit warmer when you pair it with all these other shades. So we're talking about basically a combo of Moonlit Seduction and the Bronze Bliss Quint, and more particularly the Lunar, what is this, Lunar Luxury shade here, which I layered over Platinum Bronze. But I did this shade on my lid, I had this one pushed in my lashes as usual, and then I had that really cool toned shade from Victoria Beckham in my crease. And then I went back and I didn't rewatch, but I kind of saw the final look that I created using this very same combination of colors but a different crease color, and I was like, oh, you know what, actually the version with Statuesque, now that I've seen the one with the Victoria Beckham quad, I like the cooler toned one better. So I'm hoping that in sticking with Pat McGrath, we can use Subliminal today, also because we're going to use Subliminal for the little blue detailing that I have here with my shirt. So today I'm going to take this shade here, I think this is Ultimate Taupe from Pat, to put through my crease before I go in with the shades from Moonlit Seduction. So I'm going to take my blending brush, I'm going to take a little bit of this Ultimate Taupe shade, and I'm hoping that it's going to create the same effect that I had the other day when I used the Victoria Beckham quad. Oh, speaking of Victoria Beckham, I was so tempted to go and buy something from her VIB, you know, Black Friday sale, because she's been having the sale for like a little bit now, and she has these really nice kits, like really well thought out kits. Personally, I wasn't really interested in the kits, or well, maybe I was. However, one of them included one of those like stick highlighters, and I know myself, I'm not going to use a stick highlighter, and I actually think Martina didn't really give that stick highlighter a very glowing review. I was tempted to buy another one of her cream blushes, because honestly I think her cream blushes are exceptionally good. And I was eyeballing one of her contour sticks, because I'm also intrigued about those. But in the end I didn't purchase anything. I haven't really looked on the website again, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with that. I'm really tempted, but at the same time, I really don't need either of those. And whatever I have from her right now, I really, really like. And I have done content with her products, so I think you can easily find content with everything that I have from Victoria on my channel, and I reuse the products quite a bit, especially her like bronzing brick I feature quite often. I'm now going to go into Moonlit Seduction. I'm going to take this beautiful, deeper, cooler toned brown shade and do the usual thing. So run that here on my in the base of my lashes. So I highly recommend everything that I have from Victoria. I think there are very few duds, but I'm also not the authority on her makeup. If you want To hear more about her makeup, you should really check out Martina's channel and Sonia's channel. As in Sonia Butler and my beautiful friend Martina Lilly, they're both much more, they own much more products from Victoria Beckham, so they can give you a much better idea of what's good and what they highly recommend. But I know for a fact the cream blushes are fabulous because I have myself one, and I think both of the ladies also really enjoy those. And next I'm going to take a little bit of glitter glue, and I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue. So yeah, I'm very tempted by Victoria Beckham, haven't made up my mind yet what I want to do. I don't know what to do about those contour sticks. They're really tiny, but at the same time it's not like I'm looking for a product that I'm going to be using for the next decade. I'm just looking for something pretty and good quality, and Victoria definitely knows how to deliver on pretty and good quality. I have to say, her brand is very solid. The woman has an exceptionally good taste. Going back into Moonlit Seduction now and taking the beautiful platinum bronze here, which I think is easily my favorite eyeshadow in this whole eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to put platinum bronze essentially all over my lids. And I think that the shade from Subliminal is a little bit better, but I still liked the shade from Victoria Beckham even more, because the shade from Victoria Beckham is somehow even more cool toned. It just played so well with the tones of platinum bronze. I really liked it. I'm going to give platinum bronze a little bit of a blend, just so everything flows seamlessly here in my crease. So now I am going to actually use my finger to apply a little bit of this beautiful and exceptionally shiny shade, and I'm actually afraid I picked a little bit too much, so I'm going to put a little bit of the extra here on my on the back of my hand, and I'm going to layer that beautiful sparkly silver taupe from Bronze Bliss over top of platinum bronze. I'm actually going to pick up whatever is on my finger to use on my other eye. This shade basically goes on forever and ever. You get the tiniest little pan, but I think it will last you for about 2 decades. In my inner corners, I'm also going to take a little bit of this beautiful champagne here from the Bronze Bliss Queen. It's a gorgeous, very reflective eyeshadow. I'm going to pop that here for a little bit of lightness, because of course the rest of the lid is relatively smoky. Have any of you been watching The Bear on like Disney Plus or Hulu? I don't really know what you have access to. It's a show that was recommended to me by one of my friends at work. I was like, the bear, as in like the animal? And I was a bit skeptical, and it is a really good show. It's such a different but super well done show. It's about a Michelin star chef who returns to Chicago, where he's originally from, to take over like the like sandwich restaurant, like sandwich place from his brother who recently died. I don't want to like reveal too much of the details, just in case. By the way, I'm going to now go into the Subliminal palette, and of course we're going to do a bit of detailing here with the beautiful Blitz Blue, because I think it basically fits my sweater so well. And I'm going to shove Blitz Blue here on my lower lashes. And I'm actually now rethinking my choice of a brush. Maybe I'm going to use my little shader brush, because it has a nice point to it, and I don't want to apply Blitz Blue too far down. But basically the restaurant is in like a rather poor shape, let's put it that way, and he's trying basically to make something of it while facing a lot of, you know, personal struggles and resistance from the people who used to work with his brother in the sandwich shop. Like, I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but it's fairly easy to get into, and the episodes are like only 20 minutes, so it's, if you're a professional binger like I am, you could easily binge one season in one evening. I haven't really done that yet. but I think I'm pretty close to finishing season 1. The only thing I need to warn you about is that there's a lot of yelling. People are constantly screaming at each other, which can be a little, it can be a lot at the end of the day after a work, like after a long day at work. I'm going to take the Kiko eyeshadow stick in the shade 44. Unfortunately, another one of those colors that's been discontinued, so you know, whatever you have that is blue will do. You can even just put Blitz Blue with a tiny brush on your waterline if you wanted to. I'm actually going to set the Kiko thing with Blitz Blue because I want it to stay all day long. But these Kiko eyeshadow sticks, they've been also like a staple and favorite for years and years and years because they stay so well in the waterline. I'm going to set a little bit with Blitz Blue. And oh, I should have probably applied a little bit of the stick from Pat underneath Blitz Blue so that it doesn't move around too much throughout the day. Let's hope my eyes don't get very watery today. And somehow I wasn't going to apply it too low on my lower lashes, and somehow it is very low on my lower lashes. Anyway. Okay, let's do sparkle moment, because I think Lunar Luxury deserves a moment in the actual spotlight. Just so you can see how beautifully sparkly this look is, because I don't think it's coming across with my daylighting here. Plenty of options to choose from. In terms of lipstick, I went for Sorcery from Lisa Eldridge, which is this beautiful sort of like a grungy brownish shade. And I've also done my favorite thing as of late, which is to put one of her loosens over top if I feel like my lips are a little bit drier, which at the moment they are. So I've put a little bit of a lucent that you haven't really seen on my channel before, and that is La Mépris. So I talked to quite a lot of you in my comment section a few months ago when I said that I was very tempted to buy this shade because I love Kitten Mischief so much, but I was afraid this would be too light for me. And on its own, I don't like it on myself at all. I think it is too light, but it is also not the reason I bought it. The reason I bought it is in fact to use it as a topper for other lipsticks, because it is such a light shade, as you can see, that I feel like it doesn't really change colors too much, but at the same time it adds a little bit of the benefits from the Lucent formula, which is like that creaminess and shininess, and depending on how much you put over top of the matte lipstick underneath it, so the Velvet or whatever other formula you want to pair it with, it really just works very well with those types of formulas, and I've really been enjoying La Mépris especially for that. So Sorcery and La Mépris from Lisa Eldridge on the lips today. Do let me know what you thought about this look. I really like it. I do think that the signature quad shade from Victoria Beckham, the really cool toned one, was just slightly better for this look, but Ultimate Taupe from Subliminal still did the trick, and I think it looks better than Statuesque. Also, if you're not wearing anything blue, or if you're wearing a different color, you can switch up the lower lashes for something neutral, or like green or purple or another shade of blue, or whatever floats your boat, really. I chose for blue today, but normally I would wear this just with a little bit of the brown underneath. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this look. I hope you enjoyed this pet pairing, and thank you so much for watching. We will see each other again very soon. Bye!